Hi there. Lovely view, isn't it? That beautiful blue is the Arabian Sea, and you're at Jebel Ali Port near Dubai. And that's me right there, one of the largest container vessels on the planet. Why don't you come a little closer and take a better look? I'm a member of the largest class of container ships in the world, the Maersk Triple-E vessels. And Triple-E stands for the 3 core design principles of ships in my family: economy of scale, energy efficient, and environmentally improved. Running a stretch of almost 400 meters, I was built by an army of engineers in a dockyard the size of a large airfield. As you can see here at the stern, I'm a twin skeg vessel, and that means twin engine, twin propeller. 2 ultra-long stroke, 2-stroke diesel engines drive these 2 propellers at a design speed of 19 knots. That's equivalent to 22 miles per hour on land. When fully loaded, carrying over 18,000 standard 20-foot containers on every single voyage, we're among the most energy efficient and low carbon emission ships in the world. And that won Maersk a Sustainable Ship Operator of the Year award. Together with the rest of the fleet, I help Maersk and its brands connect the world, enabling global trade for manufacturers and shippers, helping turn the world into a global village through efficient, cost-effective transportation. Now let's get you on board and help me show you exactly how we do it. And that is the way in, the gangway. In addition to being used to board and exit ships, gangways can also be used to create passages on docks and marinas. But the gangway is also manned to ensure only authorized personnel are ever allowed to board. But you're authorized today, so just look at the top of the gangway to board. This breathtaking view is the highest accessible point on board. It is a deck located directly above the navigating bridge. The sailors call it the Monkey Island, or the Upper Bridge, or the Flying Bridge. Sailors use this place to perform solar and stellar observations and to take in the ocean view once in a while. This place is also used for mounting antennae for various navigational systems. On my way across the globe, I face many challenges, impending storms being the greatest. The Triple-E structure is made of steel that can flex so that it can move through the punches from the ocean storm and keep the containers safe, intact, and delivered on time. At times like these, when the ship is at port, the view is dominated by the great cranes of the dock, engaged in the complicated and intricate process of loading and unloading. We'll get to the containers in a bit, but first, I'm sure you're wondering how a ship this big is powered. Well, let me show you my engines. This is the engine room, and that is the engine. Well, it's an engine, just one of them. As gigantic as that engine is, I have more than one. Each of my 2 29.68 megawatt engines is capable of delivering almost 40,000 horsepower, enough power to run a small city. As you can see, this is a gigantic and rather complicated engine system. It's going to take more to operate and maintain than the outboard motors on rubber dinghies. So let me show you what it takes to control my engines. If the engine room is my heart, this control room is the part of the brain that controls the heart. The domain of the engineers, this is the place that ensures that the engines do what the captain up on the bridge wants them to do. Countless dials, meters, indicators and readings constantly report on every parameter of my health and performance. Right in front of you is the throttle handle that controls the main engine. This lever telegraph unit, or LTU control, along with the ACP control panel, is how my crew controls my speed, both forwards and backwards. Engineers work here around the clock in shifts to make sure everything is running ship-shape, so to speak. But how do we make sure that the engineers and the rest of the crew are running ship-shape themselves? The crew on board takes care of me with the utmost constant concentration. But being human, unlike me, they need their rest and comfort to function at top form. So for them are allocated spaces of comfortable accommodation so that my crew can take as good care of themselves as they do of me. In all, I have 22 staff on board, and each one is provided with a cabin. The crew also gets to enjoy nourishing multi-cuisine, chef-crafted meals right here. And that is just as it should be. Because when the crew is called on to perform their duty, they need to be in top form. But what's all this for? Let's go find out. What you're looking at is one of the ship's lifeboats. In the unlikely event that something serious goes wrong with me, there's ample provision for the crew to get off safely. But that's not what we're here to see, really. Those over there are the reason I exist in the first place. Those gift boxes. Well, I call them gift boxes. You call them containers, carrying precious cargo from one part of the world to another. And it's critical to make sure every container stays fixed in place, even when I'm battling the toughest of seas. You see those metal fasteners around that container there? Those are called lashings, and they're the only reason I can carry over 18,000 containers without worrying about some of them falling into the sea on an especially large wave. You're now on my upper deck. Passing right above us, containers are being loaded and unloaded. Every container has a story to tell, where it is coming from, what it is carrying, and where it is going. To ensure the right package gets into the hands of their respective owners, each container's location and placement is planned down to the last detail. This ensures optimum utilization of my capacity, at the same time ensuring my safety and stability, and that of my crew. I also have refrigerated containers, also known as reefers. Each reefer is powered by an electrical generator that helps maintain the required conditions for the contents inside, from fresh produce to pharmaceuticals. This reefer in front of you contains frozen meat, which is maintained at -18 degrees centigrade. Can you imagine what would happen if these containers stopped sailing? You'll have half-empty stores, half the items on menus in restaurants will disappear and the supermarkets will be full of empty walkways. I carry the commerce of nations. My lap is filled with abundance. And this is the core of all the action, the nerve center, the brain of the ship. This is where the captain and the senior officers navigate and chart my course. Welcome to the bridge. During the voyage, it's manned round the clock by an officer of the watch, as it contains the necessary equipment to safely navigate me. Right in front of you is the steering wheel, which remotely controls the giant rudders. And right here is a remote control for the main engine, working in tandem with the identical LTU in the engine control room. This bridge is just as wide as the ship at 59 meters, so that the captain and pilot can navigate it while standing at the extremes. And behind you are files with filled checklists used to document each process performed during navigation and berthing. Now, of course, the bridge offers a great view of the beautiful ocean, but that's nothing compared to the view from Monkey Island, right? In fact, in the time we've been talking, night has fallen, as you can see. Aren't you curious what the view from the top of the ship looks like at night? Ready? And here we are, ending our time on the ship right where we began it. As you may have heard, with great power comes great responsibility. So is the case with me. Maersk has always been in the forefront of innovation. The company has led the industry through new ship designs with economies of scale, better fuel efficiency, and environment-friendly designs. Responsible business is engraved in the very identity and legacy of Maersk. When my lifespan comes to an end, and the time comes to scrap me, every part of me will either be recycled or absorbed back into nature. Sailing forward, the legacy of the Maersk Triple-E series of vessels continues to deliver promises all around the globe, just a million times more. The weight of the million expectations that I carry is way heavier than the load that I can take. Be it the latest gadgets or a life-saving drug, be it a designer apparel, automobile spare parts, frozen food, or a temperature-regulated MRI machine, I carry them all safely on my lap, with arms held tight, making sure that nothing is left out or delayed. Facing wonderful nights, splendid mornings, and hard-hitting waves, with only one aim: that these packages bring smiles to everyone who receives it. This is my mission. And this is why I was born. And this is what makes me the beating heart of the global economy.